mouth and wiped away the beads of sweat that glistened on his brow. His tired feet were buried in the quagmire, and his bloodshot eyes saw all that lay between him and fulfillment of his vow. And he felt his fingers wrap around his body root and pull his body upwards to a sea-green mossy boulder, and he dragged his weary shit ass up the mountain, and he climbed so slowly, he climbed so slowly ahead. The crack of thunder, and the rocks began to crumble over him, and tumbled down the mountain to a dismal swamp that lay beneath the jagged cliffs through which his path had led. And the earth began to quake beneath his feet, and the mighty mountain changed before his eyes, and he stood amidst the sea of dust and rocks and stones cascading down the mountain, and 1,000 birds were headed for the sky. Oh, the sacred creed will be yours. Till tomorrow, the sacred creed will be yours to devour, yours to seize and to obey. Before his eye, looking down on Colonel Forbin, where he shuddered in the puddles and the muck, and he quietly addressed him, and he spoke so slowly, he spoke so slowly, he said, why you come here, and I'll help you with your quest to gain knowledge that you lack. I call upon my faithful friend, the mockingbird, to fly and seize the helping book and bring it to your shack. The seed of knowledge in your soul will grow, and the helping friendly book will plant the seed. But I warn you that our life sitting innocent and pure becomes a deadly weapon in the hands of avarice and greed. Oh, the sacred creed will be yours. And if you wait until tomorrow, the sacred creed will be yours to devour, yours to seize and to obey. Obey. really go anywhere, you need to start from somewhere before you can leave to go anywhere. So the way I want to start here before we go anywhere is basically from where everybody's standing here. The best thing to do is just start off by getting yourself firmly planted on the ground. So if we can all kind of just, the way to do that is kind of feel your feet in the place they are on the ground and just kind of concentrate on that for a minute. So feel yourself with your feet on the ground. And as you stand there feeling that, try to feel the weight of your body leaning on your feet. And you'll start to feel a little bit more grounded, connected with the earth, connected with everything all around you. So we're all standing, our feet are on the ground. And what you can do now with your eyes closed or open is picture yourself just kind of from right around the outside of your head, standing there on the floor, and kind of raise up above yourself just a little bit. And you can start to see down from above yourself and the person standing on either side of you and what that would look like from above. So you're standing there and you feel the earth, feel your feet in the ground. Just lift up a little bit. And look down. Try to see the people standing on either side of you, the tops of their heads. They might be wearing a hat. They might have funny looking hair, a certain colored shirt. And as you're doing that, just start to lift up a little bit more from that spot. And look down. Now you might see a few more people come into view. And you're feeling yourself. And a few more people, and slowly starting to rise up a little bit higher out of your body. And you're leaving your body behind now. And lifting up in the air. Now you can see the whole group of people down below you, kind of a mass. You can see a soundboard from the top and maybe the stage. The four of us sitting up here making this funny sound. And you go higher and higher until you're right up against the roof of the building. So now, as we're talking, we've got all of our spirits pressed up against the building. We can kind of feel the outside of the building pulsating to let us through. And this is going to be kind of softly, we start to ooze through the building. And now, if you can picture lifting up higher and higher, you can see the building down below you. And you kind of picture the road leading up to the building. And there's some people milling about around the building on the outside. Certain people that maybe didn't get in. And they're kind of going to join us here outside. And we're lifting up higher and higher. You start to see the other field house over there where all the teams play. And the main road there. And you see little bodies of water coming into view as you're getting higher. And trees and forests, and you're getting higher and higher. And the higher that you go, the more now you start to lift even higher, and it starts to get a little blurry down there until you can sort of see the curvature of the earth. And just lifting up until lifting up and kind of going up, and now you see the earth and drifting off into space. And the whole time, your head is up here floating in space, but your feet are more planted on the ground than they've ever been. And at this point in time, just in our minds, start to take that one step forward with our feet that are planted on the ground. And as we step forward, and we fall into a huge hole! Oh my God, we're falling down a hole! But this isn't the kind of hole that I fell in yesterday. So, you're not gonna all end up retorting against animals, because this is the pleasure hole. So now we're drifting down the hole. And it's just like pillows and feathers. And you're never going to hit the bottom because it's just the soft falling down into the thing, deeper and deeper, and falling into the blackness. And you're falling. And instead of crashing onto the bottom on the cement, breaking your ankle, you fall out and you kind of drift off into this black, jet black darkness. Little speck floating in front of you. It starts to get a little teeny bit bigger and it turns into a dot. And the dot is floating in front of his face. And it's looking like a little ball. And it comes closer and closer, and now it starts to look like it's sort of a square or a rectangle, but with an angle. And as it comes around, it tilts over until you see it sort of as a plane going off in the distance, and you see that it's bright green. It's a bright green plane floating towards you, and the closer you get to it, it starts to fill up your whole entire field of vision until you see that it's really grass, spreading off in the distance with trees and lawn, and then mountains rising up in the other direction over there. And you look down and you realize that you've fallen through the hole into up in the distance on that side. You see the trees going over on that side. And you look at the mountain and you see this tiny little guy crawling up the mountain. He's going up the side of the mountain. And it's Colonel Forbin. And he's climbing up the mountain to find the great and knowledgeable Iculus. And he's going to ask Iculus to call on the famous mockingbird. And the famous mockingbird is going to come flying down out of the sky and land on Iculus' shoulder. Iculus is going to whisper into the famous mockingbird's ear, "Go fly to the king, evil King Wilson's castle, steal the Helping Friendly book, bring it back to the people of Gamehash, thereby setting them free with peace and tranquility forever and ever." So here he comes now, the famous mockingbird.